in the Samsung Smart Lounge with What's Trending. I am joined by my good friend Andre Black Nerd Meadows. I've been referring to your last name as comedy. Andre Black Nerd Comedy.
It's not the official, it's not on my social security. Andre Meadows, my YouTube channel, is Black Nerd Comedy.
Your last name's not comedy?
No, it's not.
All right,
I wish it was, but that'd be cool.
But we're really excited because both Andre and I get to interview one of our biggest role models, legends. We grew up with this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Please welcome LeVar Burton.
Woo!
Yeah. Great to officially meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. Yes, yes.
Well, first, welcome to the Samsung Smart Lounge.
Thank you very much.
At Samsung CES 2014.
I feel more intelligent just sitting here.
Well, that's because you're around both Andre and myself.
I think that's the truth.
Yeah. Now, have you got a chance to walk around the floor at all? Is this it? First day for you?
This will be my first day on the floor.
Okay.
Absolutely. Looking very much forward to seeing all of the toys and whatnots.
Have there been any trends that you've heard about that you're really excited to kind of follow?
I heard Michael Bay was trending the other day.
He was trending.
Yeah.
Any tech stuff?
You know, I've been coming to CES for a number of years, and it seems like that every year there are fewer and fewer major technological innovations. It seems like the last couple of years it's been larger TVs, 3D TVs. Nothing really earth-shattering or game-changing.
Right.
More of same, but it's still, it's a big show.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you're a pro. You've been coming to CES for quite a while.
I love technology. I mean, I'm not just the chief engineer of the Starship Enterprise. I actually,
Jordy,
I love this stuff.
Yeah.
I really do. I think the technology has the ability to really, enhance our lives immeasurably, and when used appropriately. I mean, not all technology is life-changing, but it can be.
Yeah.
And when it does change our lives for the better, it's a very cool thing.
do you have any tips to take it all in? Because there's just so much stuff.
There's too much. You can't possibly see it all. You just can't. So you have to content yourself with, you're going to get jostled. You're going to
you're going to get touched.
You're going to get touched. At the end of the day, you're going to hate humanity.
Right.
And then you get cocktails.
Yeah. Now, first of all, huge fan of Reading Rainbow. I have to say thank you for that. I mean, I grew up with it as a very, very young boy. Taught me a lot. Actually really made me a really outgoing person.
Did it really?
It did, man.
No,
it
true
absolutely
story.
did.
I used to go to the library all the time. Just because I didn't know, at the time I didn't know how television worked, so I just figured if I kept going to the library enough, eventually you would just show up
at the library.
And be like, you can be one of the kids at the end, be like, you don't have to take my word for it. And I'm
That's also borderline creepy. Like,
no,
LeVar's here.
I just figured that the kids just were reading books, and then he'd show up and
I'd show up.
You're on the show.
Now, you actually have some pretty cool stuff happening with Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
The new app.
We have taken the television show and we have reinvented it as a tablet experience for kids.
Awesome.
And I'm really thrilled about it. The television is only one screen that kids use these days. And right now we've been in the marketplace 18 months with the Reading Rainbow app, and we've just surpassed our 10 millionth book and read and video watched. We have kids reading about 131,000 books a week and watching about 86,000 videos a week in the Reading Rainbow app.
That's incredible.
So yeah, it's like we have proven that kids will come to the tablet computer to read and not just play games, and I'm really thrilled about that.
Do you feel it's a different experience with kids reading from a tablet versus reading from an actual book?
Different from reading in a hardbound book? You mean?
Yeah.
Look, I'll be honest with you, Andre. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care if it's a hardbound book or if it's a tablet computer. I simply want kids to read. So that's my focus, because I believe that if you are a reader, if you are literate in at least one language, you can become what I think is one of the most powerful beings on the planet, and that's a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
Right? So, like I said, it doesn't matter to me if they're reading, traditional books or digital books. I just want them to read.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting is I have nieces and nephews. I have a bunch of them, and they have just loved iPhones and iPads and these cool tablets and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
How have you made this app interactive for them so they can actually really be engaged with that?
But every book that we have in the service is produced in the sense that there are the bells and whistles, there are interactions. But we're Reading Rainbow, and it's very important for us to keep a book a book. Yeah. We do a voiceover on every book.
Wow.
We do music, sound effects, very much like the book adaptations from Reading Rainbow. And we thought at the beginning of this journey that the interactions would be the things that kids most gravitate towards. You know, they want to play with things. And what we have discovered is that they're really interested in following the narrative. So we still have those bells and whistles, but like every other page, we give them to them in a measured way and always in concert with the narrative. It's about telling the story, telling the story.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that I want to interact with books that way.
Right.
I want to engage with books in that manner.
Exactly.
I mean, we've been taking questions and stuff from Twitter and Facebook. Yeah. People are really excited.
It has been really exciting. People obviously are asking out all the different things that you've done. Star Trek, Reading Rainbow, everything. And I guess the big question a lot of people are asking is, what do you want to be most known for? Is there like a specific thing that you, when you grow up. Is there like a specific thing that's really close to you more than others, or is it all just a wonderful experience?
Roots was amazing and groundbreaking. Roots really, it really reframed what we know as Americans when we talk about slavery. It just really reframed the whole issue of slavery for all Americans. Star Trek: The Next Generation is huge. I was a Star Trek fan when I was a kid, and to have grown up and become a member of that family is beyond the beyond. But I really got to believe that the most important work I've ever done is Reading Rainbow.
Yeah.
And, my mother was an English teacher, and helping to instill a love for literature and the written word in people. For me, based on my background, I come from a people for whom reading was at one point in this country illegal, and to have become sort of a symbol for the power of literature for a generation or two of Americans, it's a pretty cool thing.
That's amazing. Have you read any good books lately? Are there any books that you, like 2013, you're like, oh my God, you got to read this?
Joyce Carol Oates' new book, fantastic. I'm always reading science fiction. I love science fiction.
Yeah.
There's a guy named Gardner Dozois who every year does a compendium of the best science fiction short literature. So I'm always reading some of that.
Have you read any Star Trek books? Have you read any books?
I have not read any of the Star Trek books.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. But I love Netflix. Look, we did 179 episodes of Next Gen, and there are about 80 or so I've never seen, 80, 85.
Wow.
So, like, I was in bed all day yesterday. I got food poisoning, and BBC America, I watched 4 or 5 episodes of Next Gen in a row. It was very cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
Do you still have the
visor?
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
I do have the visor.
Yeah.
And
just one, or do you have like 30 laid out?
There was only one. There was the one that I wore, and then there was a stunt version of it that was made of plastic. But the one that I wore is machine metal, and I've got it in the prop box that was brought to me every time I put it on.
I was going to ask if you put it in some sort of bionic cube or something to keep it safe.
It's in a wooden box with a mirror in the cover.
That's awesome.
It's a very nice memento.
Do you have it here?
No.
Why do you not have it?
It's hard enough for me to move around the floor at CES. If I walked around in the visor, I would be standing in one place all day.
Yeah. And you're gonna be one person. What booth is that from?
What does it do? What's the like, what is it? A new wearable.
That's funny.
And I don't know if you keep up with like internet memes or any of that kind of stuff, but there's one that's floating around called Star Trek Predicted Everything, and they have a picture of you, and then they have a picture of Google Glass, basically saying that you predicted.
You predicted.
Star Trek predicted everything. I actually did apply for the Explorer program. And I sent one of those tweets, and I said glass for me would be a downgrade. And
did they choose you?
They did. They did.
Yes.
But I declined. I did not take advantage of the opportunity to get glass.
The original.
Well, yeah.
Why not?
Look, I love the fact that technology is moving in that direction. But I do believe that we have a lot of educating of ourselves to do in terms of, the first thing I asked when I was in the presence of somebody wearing glass was, am I being recorded?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm pretty open to technology, and yet I was very suspicious of this wearable computer device. So we just need some time, and we need a little bit more education before we become, I think, totally comfortable with it, if you know what I mean.
Now, you're also a big fan of space. I mean, I know that you were on Star Trek, of course, but you recently tweeted about the Mars rover.
Yes, the Maven mission.
The Maven mission,
yeah. The Maven mission, yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about that, or like maybe how you got into space, or?
There's a real connection between the actual space program and the fake space program that we do on TV. Yeah. Years ago, there was an event in Washington, D.C. with all of these astronauts, Buzz Aldrin, and I've had a chance to meet these genuine heroes over time, and they are as thrilled with what we do as we are, you know, thrilled and enamored and in awe of what they do. So it's pretty cool to, you know, to be able to rub shoulders with actual astronauts.
I bet.
Yeah.
But that's pretty amazing.
And so I've done work with NASA and in various forms over the years. I just think it's pretty cool. I am aware that there are so many technological innovations that we enjoy in our lives that come directly out of the space program. And it's just like one of those things. When I was a kid, Star Trek was my show. Not the least of which, because in the 70s, there weren't all that many heroes of color in science fiction books or on television, and Star Trek was different in that regard. And so, you know, to be able to sort of hang out in that realm is actually pretty cool for me.
You a big fan of Star Trek Into Darkness, the most recent one?
Yeah, I liked the movie. I saw it a couple of times. I'm missing the hope.
Yeah.
I'm missing Gene's vision. I like the characters. I want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
But, you know, where's the hope?
If they came to you and asked you to be in the next one, would you be like, hell yeah? Or would you be like, only if I get to keep the visor?
You know, I got out of the visor when we started doing movies with the Next Gen cast. So that's not really an issue for me. For me, it really is. Star Trek is like, it really is about a hopeful vision of the future. And in this really dystopian world we live in, we need hope. And Star Trek has always been there in that regard. And I don't think that should ever not be a part of what Star Trek represents.
For sure.
Right.
Andre?
Now, I guess they're rebooting the original. If they were to ever...
Are they really?
Well, but that's what the new version is.
Yes.
If they were to do that to Next Generation, who would you want to play your character?
Dule Hill.
Oh,
nice. He's good.
Yes,
He's
Dule Hill.
fantastic.
Yeah. He's tremendously talented. I think he's got the right spirit for Geordi.
Yeah.
You know, I think he's got that, you know, that he's easygoing, and he's just a very positive cat. And I like that about Dule.
Awesome, yeah, that's a good one. And speaking of TV, Brian on Facebook asked about this, and I actually enjoyed this as well. He wants to know about your cameo in Community with Donald Glover.
Yes. I think Community just started up with for 5 episodes this season.
Yeah.
And I will be in one of them.
Oh, return.
Wow.
Yeah, coming back to Community this season.
Nice.
Coming back to Community, yeah.
We have to finish with the question, is there anything that we have to take your word for?
Yes. Everything.
I love it. You heard it here. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you, LeVar. You are just an inspiration, and again, you influenced my childhood, Andre's childhood,
Thanks,
millions
guys.
of children's childhood. So if you are a parent and you have children, or you just like to read, check out the Reading Rainbow app.
Reading Rainbow app.
And before you go, we obviously would like to present you with a gift from Samsung and ourselves.
Wow.
A new Galaxy camera.
Stop. Really?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you can attach it to the side of your visor.
Really?
Maybe
As an add-on.
Yeah, it might not open because it's all taped shut, but again, thank you so much for joining us here. So that's it, you guys. If you want to check out more of What's Trending's coverage from CES 2014, just visit our YouTube channel, youtube.com/What's Trending. Subscribe and check out all the content. There's tons of annotations, tons of videos, tons of interviews. We had Shaq on yesterday.
You had Shaq on yesterday.
Yeah, which is incredible.
And look, believe me, you're better off being at home watching this. Yeah, seriously.
You know,
seriously.
There's a lot of touching going on.
There's
here,
a
guys.
lot of touching.
A lot of touching.
You want to experience, have your family member just come and bump you a few times.
So thank you, Andre Meadows, and of course, LeVar Burton. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Ethan Newberry.